The Cottonwood County Citizen proudly presents Athlete of the Week. Nielsen Landscaping LLC of Windham is a locally owned landscaping business that offers professionalism and friendly service. It specializes in landscaping design and installation, paver patios, retaining walls and lighting, and landscape lighting, and all areas and needs relating to your landscaping project. For more information and for free estimates, call Devin at 507-822-3203. Nielsen Landscaping, designing landscapes that exceed expectations. I am joined right now by Windham freshman Anja Nielsen, our Athlete of the Week this week. Congratulations, Anja.
Thank you.
Let's go back to last Tuesday up at Redwood Valley. And, weather-wise this spring hasn't really been ideal. So, just being outside on Tuesday had to have been pretty nice.
Yeah, it was windy, very windy, but the wind was going with my pitch, so that was helping. And it was very cold, it would vary from cold to warm as it got to the end of the night, but it was fine outside.
And their field doesn't have lights, so that kind of puts a little added sense of urgency to try and get things done, in a doubleheader before it starts getting dark.
Yeah, and it was very cloudy outside too, so that didn't help either.
Mm-hmm. And Redwood, they're an athletic team. I haven't seen how they've been doing so far this year. What was the game plan going into Tuesday's games?
We had the mindset of winning, and we knew they're a beatable team. Any team is beatable, but we knew we could beat these guys, and we just had to keep our same game plan as everything else and go strong in the game.
Entering this season, I think it was fairly clear that you were going to, step into the role as the number one pitcher. And last year, when I talked to Coach Smith, she didn't plan on using you on varsity a whole lot. But as the season went on, they brought you up. You seem to be doing okay, and even to the point that you ended up starting our playoff games. What was that like, being pressed into service last year, and how did that prepare you for this year?
Well, I was scared, obviously, of being just the underdog and only being an 8th grader, being pushed up to varsity. But I took it, and I stayed strong, and if I needed help or had to ask questions, I would go to my coaches right away. And I know my role this year is being number one pitcher, and I got to keep that role of being leader and stuff like that.
How challenging is it to be a leader as a freshman? Because you do have some older girls on the team, and they are pretty good leaders, but obviously on a softball team, a pitcher is seen as a leader. So how do you take that role even though you're only a freshman?
Our seniors do a great job of leading, but if I'm in the middle of the field and if they need something like a timeout or something like that to call time on the field, they'll ask me to do something, or I'll take role and be in charge, I guess you could say.
As a pitcher, how tell me a little bit about your development as a pitcher, because there's a lot of weapons in your arsenal. What do you see as your go-to pitch?
Definitely low inside pitch to start it off, but also I've been working on my rise ball a lot, and that's helped.
Throwing a good rise ball in softball is definitely a skill to have, because it's a strikeout pitch. And as the season went on last year, and we saw this during the summer, you quickly emerged as a strikeout pitcher. What is that like for you, and how does that help your team?
Well, I have confidence in my players to get a ball if they do end up hitting, but my teammates also have confidence in me striking girls out if I need to.
You guys started the season, with a couple of losses to Pipestone. Since then, you've won 4 straight. How important was it to play a team like Pipestone right off the bat? Because I imagine that was a good measuring stick of this is where we are and this is what we need to work on.
Pipestone is a really good team. They've gone to state like almost every year, but we played very, very well for our first game, and that's probably the best game we've played this season, and we kept that mindset going through the next games after that.
Was Pipestone the first day that you guys had even really been on a field, other than the day that you guys were out shoveling the field?
Monday, we had practice outside on Monday. That was our first outside practice, and Tuesday was our second outside time on the field.
Okay. The other big thing too that you've improved on is at the plate, because it's pretty rare to have a freshman in a situation where you're batting either third or fourth or fifth in the heart of the order. What's that like for you, knowing that, yes, they're counting on you to prevent runs from the pitching circle, but they're also counting on you to drive in runs at the plate?
Yeah, that's a big role too, of being freshman hitter, I guess. And I've worked a lot in the off season of hitting, and I keep working during in season too.
Looking ahead, as we're doing this interview on Monday, you've got Blue Earth tomorrow, and then on Friday I think you play Springfield. And Springfield's a team that, they're a couple of years removed from a state tournament trip. They have a lot of players back from even when they went to state a couple of years ago. Solid pitcher, good offensive team. You guys are going to have your hands full on Friday.
Yeah, Springfield's a good team, and I think if we battle like we did against Pipestone, we should be able to stay with them.
Mm-hmm. But then looking further down the road, you've got a couple of games with St. James on the horizon, and of course you've got JCC looming in the background too. And I think you still have Laverne, and Laverne is a much improved team over the last couple of years. They're the team that knocked you guys to the losers bracket in the section tournament last year. What's it going to take to beat teams like St. James and Jackson and Laverne?
We're going to have to work together as a team very much and keep practicing like we've always been. Hitting my first home run on our first game of the season. Oh gosh, a lot of hype songs for softball. I'm the DJ, I guess you could say, for our softball team. Pipestone or Jackson, because Jackson's our biggest rival. Energetic, very much, and the hype person, I guess, because I like to bring people up in bad situations. Oh gosh, I do a lot of sports. I don't know what else. I like to kayak on our lake or paddleboard on our lake, and I just like doing stuff outside.
Well, that should be all we need. Congratulations on a couple of nice wins last week. Best of luck the rest of the way. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Nielsen Landscaping LLC of Windham is a locally owned landscaping business that offers professionalism and friendly service. It specializes in landscaping design and installation, paver patios, retaining walls and lighting, and landscape lighting, and all areas and needs relating to your landscaping project. For more information and for free estimates, call Devin at 507-822-3203. Nielsen Landscaping, designing landscapes that exceed expectations.